we'd love to see you at the Grub and Rub at Martinsville Speedway. You can get reserved tickets for Saturday and Sunday's races, plus all-you-can-eat trackside breakfast on Saturday. Visit speedtv.com, keyword promo, or call 877-RACE-TICKETS.
I'm going to be there.
I'm going to be there. Michael's going to be there.
Yeah.
The whole crew from the truck broadcast team. I bet he's going to be there.
Kevin Harvick. I think he's committed to being there.
Kevin's going to be there. He's
crash.
front.
Big crash.
Problems in turn 3.
Hornaday.
The 33 of
Left rear
Hornaday
tire, I bet
into the wall. We talked about it earlier. He had a tire rub on the left rear.
Guess what? It didn't last.
It didn't
Guess
last.
what? It didn't last.
Hurt him. A lot of damage to the back of that truck. This is one team who really couldn't afford another bad finish. They started off with a difficult start to the season at Daytona, and now this.
That's a huge crash. I just happened to watch Ron.
He was running third at the time, and look at the damage to this truck.
Remember, that truck has one race on it, a win last year at Homestead. 27th spot last time out at Daytona. Only once before have we had the champion finish worse than 15th at Daytona, and that was Mike Bliss. Only one time before.
He can't even move now that he's in the grass. Let's take a look here.
Watch how fast this happens. Boom. Tire blows and into the wall he goes. Thank the Lord for those safer barriers.
Good job. Woo.
That truck into that, if that had hit concrete,
I'm trying to figure it out myself.
I've done it before, Phil, as have you. It's just amazing the difference these safer barriers make for these guys. Look at the damage on that truck.
Wow. All the way up to the back window, it looks like. Up to the cab. Leaders on pit road.
Pit road is open. Here comes Kevin Harvick, Kyle Busch. They are leading the field onto pit road. Adam Alexander.
Matt Crafton started this race in third, led a handful of laps, then dropped back to fifth. He's fourth as we come to pit road. He said the truck is loose. 4 tires fuel. They will do air pressure to try to tighten him up, Ray.
Gonna have to do a little bit of work on that right front fender for the number 18 of Kyle Busch. They're gonna go with 4 tires. He also wants to be tightened up. He was regular snappy loose. Kevin Harvick getting 4 tires here in the Easy Go Chevrolet. No adjustments for the 2.
And then Kyle just sat there. You saw he didn't take off when the crew was done. They wanted to do some work on that right front.
He's going to give up all the track position.
It looked like there was a bit of a miscommunication there. Maybe they thought it was okay and he wanted them to work on it.
So the first caution of the day comes out, and this actually is one of the reasons for it. There was some damage to the right front of that 18, and it was because he got into the 33 of Ron Hornaday. Well, that eventually cuts the left rear tire of Ron Hornaday, and Hornaday into the wall. So after 17 laps of racing, it's all over for Ron Hornaday at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Welcome back. Easy Go 200 about to get back underway. Here comes the field through the quad oval. Green flag back in the air. Kevin Harvick, Todd Bodine, Steve Wallace, Eric Almirola, and Matt Crafton were your top 5.
Look at Steve Wallace jump to the inside of Todd Bodine, making it 3 wide.
The guy starting third's got an advantage, doesn't he? Maybe if you win the pole, you ought to restart third. Look at these trucks battling up front. 3 wide.
Got to keep an eye on Kyle Busch. He restarted this race back in 18th.
How long do you think that'll last?
I'd say he'll be in the top 10, maybe in
Whoa,
1
3
lap.
wide. Matt Crafton on the inside, and on the outside, the 13 of Johnny Sauter. Here comes Todd Bodine through the middle.
There's Kyle Busch looking down at the bottom. He would be in the top 10 if he had to run into a roadblock.
13th that first time by.
Justin Lofton in the 7, just in front of that 18 of Kyle Busch.
Look at him around the top now. He's going to pass, what, 4 in that turn? Is that possible?
Yeah, he'll be well into the top 10 by the time they get back around.
Right on the back bumper now of the 88 of Matt Crafton. He goes to the high side once again. We'll see if he can get by Crafton.
No problem, Rick. Thanks for asking.
Yeah. It's going to be about 6th.
And crossing the stripe, Kyle Busch, 6th.
18th to 6th, 2 laps.
Kevin Harvick with a very strong race truck now. Kyle Busch goes to the outside of Johnny Sauter. Made Johnny Sauter look like he was standing still as he went by, and down the backstretch they go.
And the interesting thing about that, Phil, that last time by, he was only a 1/2 of a 10th of a second off of our leader, Kevin Harvick, and he passed 5 trucks in one turn.
Well, he's a little bit motivated right now. What a great job by the Stephen Wallace in his first ever Camping World Truck Series race. Rides along now in the 2nd position right behind Kevin Harvick. That's his teammate Eric Almirola right behind him. We were used to seeing those 2 trucks run up front last year, but it was Eric in the 15 truck and Kyle Busch in the 51 truck.
Oh, spectator now, Ron Hornaday. Let's go down to him with Adam Alexander.
Hornaday has walked from the infield care center. The cut tire sends you into the wall, but obviously this all a product of what happened on the opening lap. Take us through the battle between you and Busch, Ron.
Well, it wasn't about Busch. Busch didn't do nothing wrong. It was 3 wide, you know, and just, you know, you're already in the corner. When they said 3 wide, I couldn't go back up there and come back down. So just his right front's tore up pretty good and got in my left rear. And it quit smoking. You know, Kevin was back there and said it quit smoking all good. And then for no reason it popped. So hate to see it. The Longhorn Chevrolet was really good. We're a little free right then, but Doug would have made some adjustments. Would have been fine. But hate to see it, but thought we had a good truck, and we'll come back.
We'll show you in the monitor exactly what happened at the start of the race, Ron. Here's the replay. Take us through what you see.
Well, you can see it's 3 wide right there already, you know. I know where to go.
Did you know Crafton was coming down low to make it 3 wide?
Well, I looked in the mirror, thought Kevin was going on the outside. They said 3 wide right when I started arcing in there. As you can see, when I came down, I came back up. So now you don't know that. And Crafton was back there spinning the tires, keeping them pretty warm, so he was ready to go. And Kyle and I spun our tires a little bit, and that's what got him to run.
Hard hit. Glad you're all right.
Thank you.
Well, they're 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. They're all bunched up. Harvick's been able to slip away from them a little bit there, Phil.
Yeah, look at their start from Ron Hornaday's start last year. 5th at Daytona, 6th here, 27th at Daytona this year, and somewhere back in the 30s.
Definitely no better than 30th today.
Yeah.
I don't think they could fix that truck, do you?
No, I don't think so.
And right now he scored 34th. There were 2 trucks that were off the racetrack prior to Hornaday's accident, Chad McCumbee and Mike Harmon. Now let's go back trackside to Ray Dunlap.
Well, Rick, let's talk a little about Stephen Wallace. He says his truck really likes the high groove on the racetrack. That's where he's been driving a good portion of the day. Very, very loose on the first run, so they went down 2.5 rounds on the track bar. That'll help tighten his truck up a good bit. His crew chief, Cowboy Starlin, came on the radio and said, we're going to have to ride for a while right now. If we get a caution coming up in just a little while, we don't have the tires to put on each and every time. You have to realize we're going to have to do tire management here. So trying to teach Stephen a little bit about the differences between Nationwide and Camping World Truck Racing. Kyle Busch on the move.
Yeah, Kyle Busch is about to put him back to 3rd. Kyle Busch has now got to the back bumper of that 15 of Steve Wallace. Now Busch goes to the bottom of the racetrack, taking 2nd away from Steve Wallace.
What a great truck Kyle Busch has right now.
I think Steve saw Kyle coming, said, I'm going to go up to the top and run his line, take it away from him. Kyle said, okay, well,
I'll go higher.
I'll switch your line.
I'll go bottom. I'll go somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm going to just pass them where they ain't.
Mike Skinner in the 7th position now. Again, he had to start this race from the back of the field because of adjustments that they made after qualifying.
Trying to make his way by the 88 of Matt Crafton.
Kevin Harvick out front, Kyle Busch, Todd Bodine, Steve Wallace, Eric Almirola. They're your top 5. Then Matt Crafton, Mike Skinner, Johnny Sauter, Timothy Peters into the top 10, as well as Donnie Leah.
What a great run for Timothy Peters. He was back there with Skinner when they started and just worked his way through the field as well.
Todd Bodine won at this racetrack before. He's won more at 1.5-mile racetracks than any other driver, and Todd Bodine now running in the 3rd spot.
Kyle Busch was still about 4/10 of a second slower than Kevin Harvick that lap.
We'll see if Todd Bodine can reel in that 18 of Kyle Busch. Steve Wallace has dropped back to the 5th spot now after running 2nd for a few laps. Kevin Harvick again setting the pace. He was good in practice yesterday. Qualifying run earlier today. Started 4th in this race. Didn't take long for that truck to flex its muscles. Now he's in front.